Lindy, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Not specifically. No, I guess I want to try to read a book, one book every month.
That
would be a resolution. Yeah.
How many books did you get through this year?
I got through the first 4 months were solid for me, and then summertime hit, and I had to get out. So, but I probably got through like 10 books.
Are you a fiction or nonfiction guy?
Nonfiction.
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 How was practice today?
It was fun. Got a lot of shots, a lot of competition shooting. Just going into the year with high vibes and lots of smiles, and got a good sweat going.
Where do you feel like your shot is at right now?
I think it's in a great spot. I feel confident in my work. I feel confident in my game, and yeah, it's a new year, so we're excited. Great practice today, great day, and excited to be here.
Pace is obviously a key for you guys offensively. Slowed down a little bit in the second half compared to the first half. What do you think the reasoning for that is? Is that fatigue, just natural, or are teams doing something? Is something changing in the second halves of these games?
I think it has to do a little bit with our defense. If they're scoring, it can be demoralizing at times. When they start hitting contested shots and they start getting on a roll, the ball goes through the net for them, and then it's hard to get it out the net and continue that pace. So that'll help. Getting 50-50 balls, just playing harder. I think we're in a good spot right now, though. Just staying on each other, holding each other accountable. So if we see any kind of little slippage of pace or any kind of schematics or body language or anything, you just kind of push them to be better, and hopefully those carry on.
A lot of your guys' games, you unfortunately have lost close ones because of maybe bad shot selection. How much does that kind of play into the fact that maybe when you guys are struggling, maybe you're forcing it even more, perhaps, or was that the case maybe last month?
I think we're all just kind of playing with kind of tense, and we need to just like loosen up a little bit and go back to what we were doing at the beginning of the season, which is just letting it flow and not thinking or overthinking the game too much, and just going out there and playing the sport that we grew up playing.
I know you said you're excited for the new year. What gives you optimism that this team can turn it around?
Just the way we started, and how training camp went, how we came into the season. We started the first couple of weeks off really strong. So, we know it's in us, and we know we're very capable of it. So we just got to keep plugging along, and this thing will get back on the right track.
What would you say are the biggest differences on the court, like this month compared to the 12-3 start?
I'm not sure. I mean, of course, with the ball not going in the net, that'd probably be the only thing. If we shoot a little bit better, we win half of the games that we lost. So, we can't overthink it too much.
Do you like the looks that you guys are getting generally?
Generally, yeah, I think so. I think we're all getting pretty good looks. It comes with the game, clock running down. Sometimes you got to get it up. Somebody got it going. JK's getting on a roll. You just got to keep feeding him the ball. I think we're getting pretty good shots.
Before I start, I just want to offer condolences to everybody in New Orleans. What a terrible happening today. So to all the victims and family members, we're all thinking about everybody with the Warriors, and just a devastating day for our country, and we're horrified and saddened and thinking about everybody there. Who wants to start?
How was practice?
It's good. It's good. Yeah, we had a day off yesterday. Good for everybody to get away a little bit and enjoy their New Year's, and then came in today and had a really good spirited day, a lot of good energy, and we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Outside of just missing shots on the other day against Cleveland, what jumped out about the film?
Well, number one, they're really good. You know, there's a reason they're 28-4, best record in the league. So they took it to us. I thought that first stretch of the third quarter was a killer. You know, that out of bounds under allowed Mitchell to get a free look in the corner. And, you know, in hindsight, I would have loved to have challenged it because there was an out of bounds call that went against us and should have been our ball. And wish I had challenged it. We just, you know, we don't get the replay very quickly, and play ensues quickly, and didn't feel like a time to use your challenge. You know, 5 seconds on the shot clock, and you kind of want to save that for the end. But in hindsight, it was an obvious missed call. Maybe I take the challenge. Maybe we win. Maybe Mitchell doesn't get going because he made the next two after that, and they broke the game open from there. But you know, as far as our play, I just thought we got a little demoralized. You know, I think when you're in a slump as a team, it's and you're losing games, it's you know, your confidence is fragile, and so you really need to do everything possible to you know, keep your energy up, keep your spirit up. But missing a lot of shots against a great team kind of took our energy from us, and we got to find a way to obviously make shots, but to keep our mojo when things aren't going well.
Steve, I know you guys. Oops, it's not on here. That's right. When you guys started off the season so well, I mean, when you look at the month of December, how do you kind of explain sort of the roller coaster you guys have been on?
Well, I think the losing several close games definitely hurt our confidence, and there were a lot of games in that span that we very easily could have won, maybe even should have won, and so in the course of the year, especially if you're a team that's in close games over and over again, you can have these kind of ebbs and flows with confidence and momentum and flow and mojo, like I said. So early in the season, we had a really good groove, playing fast, making a lot of shots. And then I just think the schedule got harder for sure. We lost some tough ones, and we've kind of fallen back in a lot of ways. So it's up to us, it's up to me as a coach to help our guys gain that confidence and that flow back.
On a day like today, after New Year's, I know the guys are professionals, but is there anything special you do for practice knowing that the guys had a good time last night?
I'll be honest, there wasn't much of an indication that the guys did have a good time last night. Usually you can kind of tell. Our guys looked bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning. So we got a lot of shots up. We had a really fun workout, shooting games, competition, free throws, a lot of skill work and fun, and it was a good day. They got if they did have a good night last night, they were able to run it off today.
How did the shooting competitions go?
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's sometimes you just mix it up in practice and go away from your formula and do something different, and that's what today was about.
On shooting, I know you talked a little bit about Buddy the other night. He's obviously in a slump, and the track record is what it is, so you'd think that he'll come out of it. But as he's slumping, what's the balance between letting him ride through it versus, trying someone new in that kind of spot?
Like I said, I believe in track records. I believe in impact. I know what an impact Buddy has on our team when he's making shots. We need Buddy, so there's no thought of taking him out of the rotation. It's just about helping him find his rhythm and the whole team for that matter. And that's why I want to keep this rotation. I want to keep this starting lineup. I want to give this group a chance to build some continuity and some momentum. And I have to help guys, both as a group and individually, find that offensive flow.
What stands out about the way Guy has approached his development, not only this season but the last couple of years in general?
Yeah. Guy's great. He's such a smart, tough player, a cutter, a feel player, typical international player, like really skilled. in all phases, dribble, pass, shoot. He's got good size, and he plays with really good energy. So I've been looking for moments to give him a chance. I think I did in the Clipper game last week. That was really the first time he's had a chance to make an impact, and that's tough when you haven't really had an opportunity all season. But last year he came in, helped us win some games. I know he can this year too, but there just haven't been many opportunities for him.
Quentin had his first career points the other night. What have you sensed just with his growth and what he's doing in Santa Cruz? How have you just tracked his development so far?
Yeah, love Quentin. I love what he represents for us. A space big, but he's more than that. He's a real big. I mean, when you watched him in college, the physicality around the paint, the rebounding, the ability to finish. So he's not just a pick and pop shooter, but that's part of what he can do. And the whole idea behind drafting him was to give him a lot of time in Santa Cruz and develop, because he represents something that we need on our roster. And he's doing well. He's getting better all the time, and great work ethic. Great teammate. His teammates, even in a loss, the other night we gave him the game ball for his first NBA hoop, which we do for every guy who comes in here. And even after a loss, guys give him an ovation, and that happens when people really respect someone, and our guys really see how hard he's working, and he's a great young guy.
When a team is struggling defensively, I think it's kind of easy to point to effort, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. When a team just isn't hitting shots like you kind of are right now in a lot of different ways, how do you rationalize that? What do you look at?
I look at offensive flow. Are we getting good shots? Can we get better shots? You look at lineup combinations, who's playing with whom. And then sometimes you just look at the emotional side of it, the psychological side of it. All these guys are human. I know as a former player, it's really easy to get into a rut and, beat yourself up or, lose confidence. And that's all part of it too, addressing that maybe individually with guys, giving them tips and thoughts on how they can, maybe get out of a little bit of a funk. So all of the above.
On shot quality, I don't know. There might be publicly available data on it, but from your internal data, have you guys been generating the kind of shots that you want?
We're definitely shooting below expected. I mean, that number is showing up consistently. But I think on the film too, there are times where we're getting decent shots, not great shots. And if you're in a funk, you really need to get some great shots. So I think it's a combination of all that. We got to get better shots, and then as we do, and as we play better defense, we'll definitely get easier shots. I think the last 10 games we're 30th in the league in our opponent's three-point shooting. Some of that is variable. Some of that may be scheme. We have to look at all that, but it's harder to play offense when you're taking the ball out of the net for sure. So everything will help. Better defense leads to better offense, and better shot quality leads to confidence.
And I know you guys track the first 3 steps on possessions. How has that been recently? Have you seen any trends one way or another?
First halves have been better than second halves. It's interesting. We're throwing it ahead more often. We're generating better pace in the first half. You could see that the other night. Our first quarter was really good. We didn't make shots, but we still scored 27 points. Felt like a quarter we could have had 38, if we had knocked down shots that were rattling in and out, and that's all part of it. But what's happening is, we're losing that pace as the game is going, and the first 3 steps are indicators of that as well.
That seems like a natural thing to get slower as a game goes on. You get tired, no?
It can be. Part of the thing early in the season was we were playing shorter bursts, and we were able to maintain a high level of running. But it's natural, I think, for the game to slow down, especially late. or if guys are tired a little bit. But that's when I got to take a timeout, or we got to make a sub, and we got to remind guys to keep the pace.
Brandon practiced today?
He did, but kind of half speed. There wasn't anything live. I would say he's doubtful for tomorrow.
Okay, cool.